seeing them then, and then my cousin was their wardrobe manager in the 70s, and he brought me on the road with them 70, I think around 77 it was, and then I became an assistant to him. So I started working with them, and I never forget this. And I told Sonny's children this. It's just like if he was sitting here right now talking to me. We was in the old underground at Scarlett O'Hara's down in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, wow.
77, 78. And
I know the venue, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
My background is gospel. You see what I'm saying? That's where I was born and raised in the church, you might as well say, because my godfather was a minister. So it was where I was singing, and I was doing their clothes. And you know how you can feel some eyes on you when somebody right behind you? And I turned real fast, and Sonny was standing in the doorway, and he had that smile. That's how you always knew Sonny Bivens. If you looked at any Manhattan album, you look at the guy with the smile, that's Sonny. So
that's Sonny.
Right. So he gave me the name Charlie Boy. He started calling me that. He said, Charlie Boy, he said, I didn't know you could sing. Scooter never, which is my cousin, he said, Scooter never told me that you. I said, yeah, this, that, and the other. He said, man, let me tell you something. One day, you might be a Manhattan. Now, I'm a 15-year-old kid, and he's telling me that, right? I just looked at him and I said, yeah, okay. So I went back to doing my work. And he said, no, seriously. He said, Charles, one day, you might be running this group. Did I know 14 years later I was going to have the audition? 10 years after that, I started taking over the group. It was like
awesome.
He foresaw that even back then. And I saw
that's
him
amazing. That is amazing. Life works in mysterious ways, and it can close a door that you don't want it to close, but then mysteriously open one. You step in, and it's like, well, hey, now I'm here. Let's do this. Yeah. That's great.
Charles, I want you to keep in touch with us, because in your travels, I hope we get a chance to see you. You mentioned you guys are going to be going down to Florida, and if you get down somewhere on the Gulf Coast in the Naples, Fort Myers area, John Bon Jovial is that's his home stomping grounds there. So we definitely have him get over and see you. I'm out a little bit west in Arizona, so we'll have to wait for you to make the western swing there, but. Yeah, we definitely want to catch you if we can. And while we've got a minute or so left...
Love to see you guys.
Absolutely. But while we have a minute or so left, tell us a little more about this great new song that we're going to be playing next called He'll Never Love You.
Oh, He'll Never Love You was a song. I got that song from a good friend of mine, this gentleman named Benny Dees. Benny was the founder and the director of the New York Community Choir, which back in the 70s, they was awesome. When it came to choirs, they won every award there was. Now, Benny, when I first heard the track, Benny said, Charles, look, I don't know where the guy is that did the demo. He came here. He was from London, England. He had to go back home. He said, I could never find him after that. When he left, it's like he disappeared. He tried to call him. He tried to write him. He couldn't find the guy. Okay? So Benny said, Charles, do you think y'all can do this song? So I listened to it. And I said, yeah, we can do it, Benny. He said, okay, it's here for you. Whenever you want it, it's here. Now, that was back in 1994 when he said I could have that song. Okay? In 2015, that's when we cut it. So that song has been in the can since then. And like I said, our producer, Leroy Burgess, said, Charlie, we got to nail this. We got to get somebody that can nail it. And when Kenny nailed it, like I said, in 45 minutes, he did what he had to do. And then he said, if you want to put a new arrangement to it, Kenny. And Kenny said, okay. And he did what he had to do. And he said, yo, you guys, I got to put in these vocals. I want to use this type of vocal and stuff, And we did what we had to do, and he knocked it out.
And you guys did just exactly that. Charles, I want to thank you so much for coming and spending time with us, bringing us this new music from this classic group and sharing their history with us. We love it. We love you guys. Thank you. Be sure and pass the word on to all of the guys for us that we really appreciate you sharing with us. Thank you
so much, Charles.
Well,
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you so much. But I do want to say and give a shout out to our dear friend, lover to death, Miss Ronica Sanchez. Rockin' Booking, they're the ones that I think contacted Dave.
Yes,
and
right.
She put me in contact with Ronica. I love her to death.
Ronica of Ridiculous.
Thank you so much, for
Ronica of.
And whatever we can do for you, Dave, and you, John, you let me know. And you got the numbers. You know what I'm saying? You got my number.
You know how to keep in touch with us. We thank you so much once again. We thank Ronica of Ridiculous Tricks for putting us in touch with you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, here they are, the classics to today's date with new material. These are the Manhattans.
He'll never love you, not the way that I do. So why can't you leave him? Tell me the reason. Please, girl, don't leave. Why can't you see? My heart is aching. Girl, I can't take it. Just the other day, when I came by your house, you told me that you love me, babe, and I was all you think about. But your story changed when somebody rang your phone. I asked who it was, you wouldn't say, but you told me that I had to go. Oh, I had to go. Oh, I could act as if it was just one of your friends. Can I be untrue to myself? Please, girl, don't leave, 'cause I'll never love nobody else. No, 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 no. Lord, no. Lord, no. So why can't you leave him? Tell me the reason. Please, girl, don't leave. Why can't you see that my heart is aching? Girl, I can't take it. Girl, tell me, what can he do for you that I can't do? You know that I will do whatever you want me to. Or is it just a game that you're playing with my heart? 'Cause if it is, it's hurting me just seeing us so far apart. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I could act as if I don't care. Can I be untrue to myself? Please, girl, don't leave, 'cause I'll never find nobody else. Said I know he won't. Hey, why can't you leave him? Tell me the reason. Don't leave. Why can't you see that my heart is aching? Girl, I can't take it. Girl, I'll never leave your side, no, no. Just know I'll be right there, no,
The David Bowers Awards is proud to partner with the 2018 Independent Tone Awards for Indie Artists. We're inviting you to be a part of it too. So tell us your favorite indie artists in the Independent Tone Awards categories by emailing your choices to me, David, at TheDavidBowers.com. It's that simple. We'll forward our choices from your selections to be nominees for the Independent Tone Awards. So check the Independent Tone Awards website, then choose your picks in any or all of the categories and send them to us. Let's support our indie artists. Right now, we're going to support a band that has been here before. They're coming back with more new music. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Across the Board and Don't Drag Me Down.
Little once upon a time, a bit of me that's more than right. They say that love is not a crime. They say you're doing time. You know you took me for a fool. It was nothing short of cool. Right here standing tall, never take it far. Don't drag me down. Stop fooling around. Don't you see me here, wrapped up in your fear? Don't you drag me down. Take me down, spin me all around. There's nothing I would never do for you. Change your mind 500,000 times. There's nothing really true. Don't drag me down. You drag me down. Stop fooling around. You're fooling around. Don't drag me down. Don't you drag me down. Stop fooling around. Don't you see me here, wrapped up in your fear? Don't you drag me down.
This is White Boy Slim, and I'm listening to The David Bowers Awards. I hope you enjoy the sound of my voice as much as I do.
Don't drag me down. That's Across the Board. And here to talk with us right now from Across the Board Band is Jackie. Come on in, Jackie. Say hello.
Hi, David. How are you today?
Oh, doing just fine. So glad to have you back here with us. How are you doing?
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much for coming back around to us here in Toronto, Canada.
Our pleasure. As a matter of fact, we've had a little bit of a run of Canadian artists as of late. I know last week, don't ask me to remember them all because I don't have a list in front of me, but last week we had Michaelan Hay, who's from Guelph, Ontario. So we've been having some great Canadian artists on here, and we're really enjoying it. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not sure of this, but this show is being recorded, right after Canadian Music Week or so, right around that time.